What's up, guys? Welcome back to day 25 of Vlogmas. I made it. Well, not exactly, especially since today is supposed to be a Christmas day, so I should be wishing you all a Merry Christmas, which I've been doing my best to wish you guys that for the last couple of weeks or so, never knowing when the last time that I would see you is, but today is actually New Year's Day. So I am a week behind, but I'm still gonna give myself a pat on the back, and I will take this as a victory because, to be honest, I didn't even think I would get this far. So I will take the week late, since I'm late for everything, with a grain of salt and still feel good about going into 2021. And that is why we're here, right, you guys? Because it is time to talk year expectations. So I was really excited for 2020. I think that we all were. I had a pretty crappy 2019, and so I was really just looking forward to 2020 just being like the whole fresh start, the new shebang, new state, new home, new all of that. Like, we were ready to go. And then obviously we had something hit the entire world that every one of us have been affected by. So it's certainly not just me, it is everybody, but it definitely took us like on a roller coaster ride, right? Like, none of us really expected 2020 to be like the way that it was, and we've all been like gung-ho about get rid of 2020, let's bring in 2021. And I've seen so many hysterical memes that say like, on New Year's Eve, make sure that you poop before midnight so that you don't go into the next year with the same crap that you've been carrying around for the following year. Like, I saw so many cute and funny things on how to go about trying to rid ourselves of all of the things that we have been dealing with over this past year and going into 2021 with a different attitude. And so I think that attitude is going to be what my focus of this year is. How I want my attitude to be perceived and how I want to project it out towards others, because I hate to say it, you guys, as much as we've all been rah about 2021, I don't really see it being like this big victory that we're at now today, January 1st, 2021. Like, we are now out of that realm of 2020, and we got a long haul ahead of us, you guys. I'm sure you saw in the title that I put back in isolation again, and that's because it's always been bad. I mean, obviously, no one wants to get sick. No one wants to get this virus. No one wants us to have to deal with this. Like, none of us want this for each other, for our nation, for our world. Nobody wants it. But right now, it's getting to be the point where people almost forgot about it, and I don't know how you can forget about it. It's in our face every single day. Like, you can't go anywhere without wearing a mask. You can't smile at anyone anymore. You have to hope that they can see the crow's feet in your eyes to know that you're being genuine to them. Like, everybody's emotions are hidden, and you have to stay far away from everybody, and you can't visit your loved ones and your friends, and your holidays are different, and your shopping experiences are different, and everything is different. So how they're forgetting that it's still floating around, I don't really know. I know a lot of you feel like I'm very lackadaisical about it in my shopping habits, and I completely understand where you guys would feel that way, because you see, you know, various different shopping hauls, and so you just figure like I'm out gallivanting, and I completely understand that. That's the impression maybe I would have if I were in your shoes. But I think I kind of made it clear along the lines that I would always go out at least once a week for my groceries. I tried, you guys, to kind of just stay completely contained and barely even leave my house unless I was doing grocery store pickup. I mean, when this first started, we were either doing Instacart or, you know, the pickups, and literally not going anywhere or doing anything, like just staying within our four walls or whatever. And that wasn't healthy for me. I'm sorry if you guys hear a whole bunch of rustling in the background, but I'm in my room and Oliver is playing with wrapping paper, and it's the only way I can keep him busy right now, or he will be chewing at me the entire time that I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So I have a bunch of pieces of wrapping paper on the floor so that he can play. So I apologize for the rustling. No, that's the tripod, you monkey. Yeah, now he's hanging off the tripod. Come on, stop, come here. And so it was so unhealthy for me. Like I said, I already had a rough 2019 and I was mentally feeling that. And then this year hit and it was a lot for me, and I'm still kind of processing it. I do my best to put on a happy face. I've vented to you guys a couple of times, you know, over the course of this about how I was feeling, but you know, you really don't want to pour your guts out, you know, to a bunch of people every single time. I never want to come off like I'm complaining or whining. I've mentioned that before, and sometimes it comes off like that. That's just my personality, and so I never really want to feel like that. So I don't share with you guys everything, but sometimes I just go through funks where I don't want to film, I don't want to edit, I don't feel good about myself, I don't feel good about anything that's going on in the world, and I've really gotten into a slump, and I need to get a little bit of like walking outside and feeling like there's still a world outside, but I was literally trying to contain that to just my grocery shopping, and I did give myself a little bit of grace during the last month or two just so that I can do Christmas shopping, because I was not able to find everything that I was looking for online, and so I needed to go out into the stores for a little bit of things. But now the holidays are over and we're, you know, back to our regular scheduled programming. I'm back to, you know, just once a week pickup if is the option. You know, like if I do Trader Joe's, I obviously can't do pickup, but things like that, other than that, we're back inside. Like even our local Home Depot doesn't do pickup, but a different one does, and so like that's the one that we're going to go to if we need to do projects at home, so that we can do a pickup as opposed to, you know, not being able to do that. I'm over it. In our state right now, we just hit like our record high of cases. We had 27,000 cases for the state as a whole, but in one day, and we didn't even have a high like that. I think 15,000 or something was our highest prior to this, you know, influx during this last few months. At our highest, we had hit like 15 or something like that. So to hit 27,000, my mouth hit the floor. And that is from people still getting together for Christmas and Christmas Eve. And it was just New Year's, and I'm sure people got together again, and I'm sure it's going to happen again, and it's just going to keep getting worse, and it's starting to hit too close to home. You know, people that I know, their babysitter has it, or they have the babysitter's client has somebody who has it, or it's just a family member. Right now, my cousin on Long Island has it, or he should be over it at least by now, but he got it through the Christmas season and couldn't go over to my aunt's or anything for Christmas Day or whatever. Like it's hitting too close to home, and they live about 4 minutes from my mother, so I had to make sure to say like, nobody go over and see my mom, like make sure nobody's visiting her for Christmas time, like not even a drop at the door, nothing, just because like this sucks. I'm concerned for them. I haven't been able to stop thinking about my cousin since I found out that he had it, and his sister, literally there's a case like every single day at her job. She's forever, oh, I gotta go get tested again, somebody at my job has it. Even Daryl, he has 2 employees, they don't have it. They came back with tests that are negative, but they're still self-quarantining because their spouses or their child or somebody else who lives in their home, one of it's the mother-in-law, the other one the spouse, who live inside of the home, have it. I mentioned in my date video box with Daryl that we've barely seen each other because he's working 7 days a week right now to cover these different spots, because these people can't run stores without having employees there, and they're all down managers and everything, and so he's having to juggle and take different spots over to be able to help everyone, and we're talking 7 days a week, 12 hours a day right now. So it's crazy out there. It's really crazy, and he, as it is exposure to me, and so that's bad enough, and I'm kind of putting us back on severe lockdown. Like, you aren't gonna see Dollar Tree hauls or anything like that from me. I may share like a Target or something like that because I have a pickup. We got a bunch of gift cards for Christmas, and so maybe we'll do some online shopping, all of us together, and then we'll just go do a pickup, and I'll be able to share things like that with you. But I'm going to do my 110% best to we're done. Like, my kids haven't been out since they went shopping, and you know, that was a couple of weeks ago now at this point. So knowing that they are safe and good and then clear, that's it. We're done. Like, we're all done. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm starting to feel that sense of anxiety again, and I don't like that feeling. And so right now I'm a little nervous for 2021 because I really want to go into it with such a positive mindset. I need that. Like, I really need to feel good. I need to think good thoughts and be Peter Pan, think only happy thoughts. Like, that's what I need right now, and I just don't want another year full of negativity. And so I'm trying, which is all going to stem into some things that we're going to talk about in a little bit. And so I'm hoping that we're going to start off this year on a good slate. I'm going to really try to get on more of a consistent schedule this year and kind of figure out the best kind of content that I want to share. You guys really need to, I don't know, kind of give me some advice, because a bunch of you say you love the cooking videos, but then those ones don't really get a lot of views. The hauls get views, the grocery hauls, the any kind of hauls, like those get views. But like I said, I'm not about to do shopping stuff anymore. And so besides my weekly grocery haul, if there's another place that we have to go, or like I said, a Target pickup or something like that, there's not going to be anything to share. Like, maybe we'll share an Amazon haul instead or something along those lines, but there's just not going to be a whole lot of that. So then if there's not the things that you guys watch, and I can tell that you watch them by the analytics, then what's left? Then I have the cooking videos, which you guys aren't 100% always thrilled with, and then vlogs, which that's a little hard because sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Sometimes I don't want to get dressed and I just want to be in a tank top and shorts. And I know some of you don't care, but I care, because I'm not trying to poison your eyeballs, and sometimes you guys just don't need to see that. Frankly, I feel bad for my family that they have to see that, but sometimes it's just about being comfortable, and you just got to go ahead and do what you got to do, right? To get your house clean and to do what you got to do and feel good about it while you're doing it. And so I can't always share that with you guys. So I don't know, I'm kind of stuck in a conundrum. I'm really going to work hard on what I want to bring to you guys moving forward, which brings me into our next spot. So I've been working on merch for a very long time. I was working on merch a while back, and I was working on it with one of my mom's friends who works in the hospital. If you guys have been with me for a while, I gave you a sneak peek of it after Christmas. I want to say this past year. So in January, I'll see if I can link it. I showed it to you guys even before that in an Easter video the year before. So this has probably been a good 2 years that this has been in the works. And he started off by making me some stuff. I liked it, but it needed some tweaking. And then last Christmas, so like back in January, when I went to go visit my family to celebrate Christmas this year, well, now it's 2020, almost a year ago. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyways, when I went to New York, he mastered what I wanted, and I was so excited. And so we started working heavily on making other merch so I can open up an Etsy shop. That was my plan, and I was really excited about it. But then COVID hit. And like I said, my mom is a nurse, and she worked with Joe in the hospital. And so Joe no longer had the time to do like Cricut machine kind of stuff at home, because he was now literally working crazy hours in the hospital and constantly, you know, being gowned up. He was on the front line. And so it became like a sidestep, and I put it away on the back burner, and I said, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. And then a girlfriend of mine by the name of Allison, I went to school with her. So I've literally known Allison almost my entire life, and we still communicate like on Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. And I saw that she started doing like t-shirts and stuff, and so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I would really love it if maybe you can take Joe's design and what he's done and make it for me instead. And so I sent her a bunch of pictures and video, and I sent her my logo, and her and I started working, and Something that I love about Allison is that it feels like talking to me, because we've known each other, like I said, our whole lives, and we grew up on Long Island together. So we have the same personality, we like speak the same, we talk the same, and she no longer lives on Long Island. She went into the service. I believe it was the Air Force that she was in. And then she left, she got stationed, and where she was stationed, she met her wife, and they've been together, and they have 3 kids, another one on the way. And so she's not in New York anymore either, but we still both have like that same New York personality. So when we started spitballing and I started working through with her like what I wanted, what my plan was, she was right there, and I mean on it. She just started drawing, and next thing I knew, she was like texting me, what do you think about this, what do you think about that, what do you think about this? And I was so impressed by her, and I enjoy her as a person. Like, she's one of the people I've continued to stay in contact with via Instagram and Facebook and stuff. You don't talk to everybody that you knew in high school and middle school, and Allison and I weren't really friends in middle school and high school. Like, we didn't flow in the same circles. We went to school with one another, we were in the same classes, we know who each other are, but we had more of a relationship as we grew up, communicating through social media. But I felt just in love with her and the morals that she teaches her family. They are just a happy, wholesome couple. She just graduated nursing school. Like, it's just, they are a good set of people that I want to support. And so it feels so good to work with her, because I know that in the process of doing this, this is a good family that we're helping to work through together. So I was just so impressed with her and blown away. And so she worked with me on perfecting my logo, which I'm going to share with you guys right now, on the few things that we put my logo on. And then she had a friend who made cups, like glitter cups and stuff. You guys have probably seen this. This has been sitting in my room forever, because she made it for me and sent it to me. She made me that and a keychain, which I'll show you guys. And again, it's been sitting because I haven't had an opportunity to launch this. And even as of right now, it's still not available on the website. We had the team that works on my website and stuff was so overwhelmingly busy during the Christmas season that when I sent over everything that I needed for them to do on the website, they weren't able to get everything done the way that I needed it to. And so I'm completely fine with that. I'll just have to let you guys know, but I didn't want to wait any longer because I would love your feedback. Allison and I have put together a lot of different pieces, and your options of what you can get these things on are endless. But the more complicated that I make it for my web designing team, the longer it's going to take for them to perfect everything, because you're not just choosing a size, then you're choosing a color, especially for these cups. She does such an amazing job of making these cups. Again, this is Allison's friend that does this, but she does such an amazing job of making these cups that they're just stainless steel underneath this. And then you pick your glitter type. So there are so many different kinds of glitter, and you pick your color of glitter, and then she basically puts this in a machine that spins the glitter and compresses it to the cup. And I've like looked all over, and these are so big on Etsy and everything like that. They're definitely not cheap. I'm barely making anything off of these cups because in order to keep the price down for you guys, I had to keep it like that, just because these themselves are pricey. If you're in the cup world and you know how they work and how pricey these can be, they're not unaffordable, but you're getting what you pay for, because a lot of time and energy goes into making one cup. It's like 24 hours that one cup has to be made with spinning on this machine and all of that. And so once all of us kind of connected and we all started working through all of this, and I saw how many options that there were, I just saw how hard it was to kind of get my web designing team all on the same page, because so this says the 50 Shades of Mom, right? And then this says YouTube subscribe now. So if you don't want the YouTube logo on the back, it'll still say 50 Shades of Mom, and it'll always be this font, but you could put your name here on the back. And so you have a choice of the color of your name, you have a choice of the font style of your name, And then you have a choice of the kind of cup that you want. So this is actually the smaller one. Then there's a bigger one. Then there's a coffee mug. Then there's a stemless wine glass. There's one that resembles more like a water bottle type. So there's so many different kinds. So you're picking the kind of cup that you want. Then you're picking your glitter. Then you're picking your font style. Then you're picking the color of vinyl that you want for your name to be. It's like, it's so much embedding and details on the website that's been a little bit difficult for them to kind of pull it all together. So it's kind of looking for your guys' feedback as far as what I should put out first. And then maybe once a month I'll just add a new style and new piece to the website, so it gives them time and I'm not overloading them. So I'm gonna stand up and start showing you guys like what we've been working on. All right, so for starters, we'll work on the stuff from Allison, and then we'll go into the cups and stuff. But here is the logo, the 50 Shades of Mom logo, and this is on a hoodie, obviously. I absolutely love this, especially for, you know, this time of year, because it's a little chilly and it's cold, and I live in a hoodie. You guys probably see me live in a hoodie all the time because it's just the time of year for that. So the hoodies are going to be offered in black and in gray. Pretty basic on that, but they're good, solid, sturdy hoodies. And on the back, it just has the subscribe button on the back. So I love these. They're like my favorite. I live in this hoodie. But then Allison and I started playing with different kinds of things. And so my family in New York, they have a plastic bag law. So they don't get bags at the store anymore unless you pay for them. Otherwise you have to bring in your own bags. So we started playing with things a little bit. We started off with this canvas bag, so that's what I have all of my stuff stored in. So she put the 50 Shades of Mom on the canvas bag with the subscribe, which I absolutely love. And I think she still has some of these, so we totally can make these available to you guys if you want them. But we decided we wanted to go with something that was a little bit more, I don't know, a better bang for your buck. And so she ended up finding these ones, which I really, really liked because they're really sturdy. They're big. You can see how much bigger than they are than the duffel bag. And it has a zipper on the top where the canvas tote is just open. This zips closed, and it's kind of that insulation on the inside, so if you want to use this at the store for cold things, you still could as well. It's not a cooler bag, but it's coated where it won't like get wet and seep through. So I really liked these, and we have these in two different styles. So we have, well, colors rather. We have the black and then the gray, which you guys know me and my different shades of gray, so I love that. I feel like the black, it pops better because, you know, the 50's in the silverish tone still too, but it's your preference, just whatever kind of bag, you know, bag color you would prefer. So those are the ones I like a lot better. And Allison, I know, liked them better too, but we have the canvas ones still, I think. I don't know, I'll have to double check with her, but that's, again, something that you guys could kind of help us with instead of us trying to figure it all out. And so the colors that Allison was able to get and choose, and I believe, yeah, the name of the company of t-shirt is Bella Canvas, and I love them. Like, even Vanessa orders a lot off of Jane, and she just ordered me a shirt that said Hope on it, and I believe that she got it from Jane, and that's what she gave me for Christmas. And it's Bella Canvas because it's the soft, textured, like, feels like it's already worn kind of t-shirt material. I love that. So look how pretty this rose color is. Like, I love that with the logo on it. So here's your standard t-shirt with the subscribe on the back. So very similar to, you know, what I'm wearing right now, but in a t-shirt form. And then once the summer comes, we'll put out the tank top. You guys know I live in tank top, so look how nice that is. And it's the racer back, and even with the racer back, it still has the subscribe on the back, which I absolutely love. I was really sad because these fit me when she first sent them to me, and now they don't anymore. So either that's how long we've been in the works, or it's because I still can't stop putting on weight, which is just fabulous. And then I feel like there's more of that. Oh, well, she just did one in white, but see, like, we did this one in white, but we tried the Glidden brand and I didn't like it as much. Is that how you say it? Gildan? Is it Gildan? I think it's Gildan, not Glidden. Anyways, we tried the Gildan brand, which is pretty common. You can get these in like craft stores and stuff, but it's kind of your basic tee, and where the Bella is a huge difference. I just like the quality better. I don't want to offer something to you guys where the quality isn't good. So we have that, and then you also can get this logo in a women's style tee. I didn't get a women's style tee with my logo on it, but I did get a women's style tee in the next sentence. That sentence, phrase, what? I don't know. So this is the style of shirt that you can get. You see, it's just like not a t-shirt. This is more of a women's style shirt. But you can see that this says mozzarella, properly pronounced mozzarella. That's because everybody makes fun of me for the way that I say that. And they literally tell me that I'm the only one on the planet that says it. And it makes me laugh, because then you just don't come from where I come from. Like, everybody where I come from says that. People comment and say, like, don't worry, I say that too. And it's just, it's a regional thing, you know, potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Everybody says something different. And just where I'm from, Long Island's a very Italian dominant area. And so growing up my whole life, that's how everybody said it. And so you just say what everybody else says. I didn't like come up with how to say it on my own. And so it makes me laugh. And so for all of my Italian lovers out there who say it like me, there you go. And for the ones that have sayings on the front, then on the back it says 50 Shades of Mom with the subscribe still. And so this print will just be available on the ladies tee and a t-shirt. I apologize for that. Again, it's so hard right now to make these different sayings available on everything. So you can get the logo on this style tee, but then again, the only other thing you can get this saying on is a regular t-shirt or this style tee. However, you're going to get covered in my clothes. And then see, here is showing you guys that you can also get that saying in a regular style t-shirt. And then we also tried to do the 50 Shades of Mom, ouch, with the, stop it, don't do that to me, with the 50 Shades of Mom and the YouTube logo on the bottom. So you guys tell me, like, maybe having it on the back is too much and you would prefer like the small logo on the bottom. So we did it that way again, so that we can get your feedback, so that we can see. This cat, he's now hanging. Your nails are in my new clothes, sir. Do you see him? Meow. I know, you want to play. I can't play with you right now. Let me finish. And then this one I've actually worn in a video before. And this one says, a potato is a vegetable, with the cutest freaking potato on it in your life. Okay, is that not the cutest potato? And so it has the 50 Shades of Mom on the bottom there, and then it also says it there on the back. Again, this was us just kind of playing and looking for your feedback and your opinion on what ways would look better. I kept going back and forth, and it was really hard to make a decision, because I feel like everybody's preference is different, and she's able to do it any which way. So if you guys place an order then and you want something special, you always can message me and I can just get in touch with Allison. This is not like a big corporation. This is a friend of mine who's being able to take care of it. So I certainly can reach out to her and say, hey, they would prefer the 50 Shades of Mom on the back or whatever. She's literally able to do those kinds of things, and so we should be able to work with you guys. So this will be available on the t-shirt and the ladies t-shirt. That's pretty much the way it's gonna go, unless it's the logo. But then here's my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite. Allison designed this completely with just my words, and then she designed it and I fell in love with it instantly. Look at that. It says I'm all about that life. I love that so much. I mean, I literally say that to you guys all of the time, and I just thought that was a really cute, like, Kira phrase, I guess, and I want to wear it on a t-shirt because I am all about that life, whatever life it is that we're referring to. Again, same thing with the 50 Shades of Mom and the subscribe on the back. And so that was all the stuff that I was working through with Allison. We've talked about so many other things. Obviously now with everything going on, we've talked about face masks. The options, again, like I said, are endless. We have about 5 colors picked out for each style of shirt. So 5 colors in a t-shirt, 5 different colors for the ladies tee, 5 different colors for the tank tops. Like, again, the options are endless, which is why it's been so hard for my web designer to kind of get everything to where I'm happy with the way that it's laid out. I was gonna do Etsy, but it really just is too complicated, and I can't afford like another form of social media right now. Like, I can't maintain all of that. The best part of the web designing team is that we pay them monthly to be able to handle all of that, and so I would rather everything just be available on my website. Like, you to be able to go to my website, hit the shop tab, and everything be available to you. And so last but not least, like I said, you have your cup. So I've already told you about all the different styles, but I mean, just peep how freaking gorgeous that this cup is. Like, this camera will never even do it justice on how pretty that is. And then she also made me these keychains, which again, I absolutely love because it's that same glitter texture that she does on the cups with the foil writing and with the so reflective and so pretty. And then it just says the YouTube and subscribe on the back. Sorry, he just knocked over my cup. No, I mean, how stinking cute is that? And it has this little tassel hanging from it and this little beaded thing, and it says handmade in this little round circle that's hanging from the top. It says handmade, which is just so cute. So I absolutely love it, and I've been dying to share this stuff with you guys, and it shouldn't be that much longer for us to be able to get everything done on the website. But again, it'll be super helpful to get your feedback, to let me know what you would prefer and stuff, so that I can maybe limit the options just a little bit for right now and only integrate one thing at a time. Like, let me know what I should start off with, if anything. Maybe you're not interested in this at all and I'm completely wasting my time. So I don't know, a bunch of you have always said like, oh, if you make it, I'll buy it. Here it is. Like, I don't know what else to do but give it a try, right? So I would love your feedback for that. And now, speaking of feedback, so originally when I first sat down to talk, I was going to shut the comments down on this video. I had something that I wanted to address. Again, if you guys saw the title, it says addressing the comments. There were some things that I wanted to talk about, and I was gonna disable the comments because I just didn't have time for all of that mess. But that's not really fair, because I want your feedback on this merchandise. I want you guys to tell me something good you're looking forward to in 2021. I want you guys to tell me something positive that you just came and got out of your holiday. Like, I would prefer to hear things like that. I don't want to be flooded with negativity. Like I just said, attitude is what my theme is for the next year. So I'm not looking for any of that negative vibe. So I almost wanted to disable them, but I'm just going to put this as a disclaimer before I go ahead and address the end of this video. This is not a pity party. This is not me coming to you guys for something specific. This is me just being raw and honest and letting you know like why I wasn't really around for the Christmas time, although I really planned on vlogging. And I know I don't owe anybody an explanation, but it's helpful to share because this is the kind of knowledge I feel like people need to know that maybe they don't realize. And I felt like I wanted to share, but I do not want you guys to address it in the comments. I hate to say it, but even if you're my favorite subscriber, if I see you guys addressing this portion of the video in the comments, I'm just gonna delete it because I don't want the negativity. I'm not even gonna dive too much into what I wanted to say. I had plans of saying so much more, and I've kind of fizzled down a little bit. I'm glad I didn't sit down right away when I first wanted to, and I kind of gave myself like a week to decompress and feel better about it, where I can sit down and find the good in it, because good came out of that negative comment. Good came out of it because it made me realize, you know what, like, at the end of the day, these are just people that you know on social media. And although it is my job, the people who are most important to me are the ones that are within my four walls. And I wanted to give them my most undivided attention during Christmas time. And I didn't want to be boggled down by anything that was hurting my heart. And so I decided that I was just going to put the camera down, not share specifically. I'm glad I was able to catch the little bits that I did, because even my husband came to me yesterday and said, I really enjoyed today's video of everybody opening up Christmas presents. Like, you edited really well. I love it. Like, the music was good. Like, he really enjoyed the video, and he doesn't usually come to me and say that. So I'm glad I was able to catch what I did so I could share a little bit of a video with you guys. But I planned on so much more. Like, I always plan on so much more, and then it just never seems to work out, which is pretty much was the theme for 2020 anyways. But it was still, it caught me off guard because I try not to let negative comments get to me, and that's why I said I don't want to see it in the comments, because if I say anything to you guys about this ever, then you guys fill the comments with ignore the haters, or don't let negative comments get to you, or blah blah blah. And I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean to blah blah blah, because I'm not like putting you down for saying that. I appreciate that you're willing to do that for me. That's not my intention to blah 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 you at all, but I mean that in a general form, that all the comments will say that. And then when I go back and read tons of them over and over and over again, it almost feels again like that pity party, and that's not what I'm here for. Believe me, I am well aware. I know not to let the comments get to me. I know that these people say more about themselves than it does about me. I know all the terms. And you guys have all shared them with me so many times that it's embedded in me. And I feel it and I know it. And that's why I keep coming back all the time. Like, it doesn't matter what they say. I'm still here right now talking to you guys, right? So I don't care about that. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm still human. And sometimes certain things just hit you hard because you forget that by exposing yourself out there, you leave yourself room for anybody to have their own opinion about you however they want to. And I don't care if you don't like me, because that's okay. There's so many YouTubers out there that I don't like, or people that I've met that are just not my cup of tea. And I encourage people to feel that way about me, because that makes you human. It's okay. I just never understood breeding hatred. That's not ever been my personality. I have a very rough, tough skin. I probably couldn't come off as a bit harsh, like don't F with me kind of person. And honestly, screw with my family and that comes out like that. Like, attack somebody that I love and care about, and like the claws come out, and if you'd like to meet me on common ground, we can have a real good conversation about it. But for the most part, I don't breed negativity. If there's somebody on YouTube that I don't want to watch, I just don't watch them. I don't comment negative things. I don't thumbs down their videos. I just don't. There's no reason for it. Just move about your day. Like, their lives don't affect mine. But I find that you have people who you really affect them, even if it's in a negative way, to the point where they invest in you even off screen, which I can never fathom. I have a YouTuber who I absolutely love. Go check her out. She has over 1 million subscribers. Her name of her channel is Jess Fam. I found her about 1.5 years ago, and I fell in love with this girl. I love her editing style. I love her personality. There's just something about her I enjoy. She's very young. I think she just turned 28 this past year, so she's a whole decade younger than me. She's got 5 kids and 2 stepchildren, so it's a total of 7 kids, and they're an amazing family. I love following them. However, every single one of her videos has 175 thumbs down, no matter what video it is. So you have 175 people that don't like her, that subscribe to show up to hit the thumbs down button every single time. And just inspires me because it doesn't faze her. She still goes about and does her job. It feeds her family in more ways than one. Like, she's able to buy houses, and she lives in California, where she just pretty much bought $1 million home, and she was able to do that on her YouTube income. So go girl, rock it. Like, don't let the negativity bother you. And she inspires me, and so I love being able to, you know, take from others. But I adore her, and I'm still not going to go and invest my time in doing a background check on her. I don't care what she does. I don't care if she's been arrested 17 times. If what she puts out is content that I enjoy, that's what I'm there for. At the end of the day, I don't know her outside of YouTube. We're never going to meet, most likely. We're not going to go out to lunch. We're not going to be best friends. My kids aren't going to play with her kids. We're not going to interact, and what she does in the bedroom on her own time is her own time. So nothing affects me in any which way, shape, or form. Well, I'll buy her merchandise. I'll keep thumbs upping her videos and watching everything and not skipping the ads so I can support her monetarily. I will do all of that. But I'm not going to go and invest myself in researching her. And so it just bothers me that there are people out there that would do that. And if I could have a choice, I would shut the comments off altogether. I would never have them on, ever. Why? So I don't have to police them, because then what happens on Christmas Eve is what happened. And when you don't get a chance to get back to removing a comment, you leave a negative comment open for other people to either, one, comment negatively as well, or two, come to your defense. So one person who's a regular subscriber and generally nice came back with a fairly nasty comment in reference to me taking my children Christmas shopping, which I'm not annoyed. You can have your opinion, but I mentioned in that video that my kids have worn a mask 4 times. Why? Because they don't go out. I've not taken them out. They've gone to see the same friends that they have seen, and that's like once every couple of months. They probably have not been out of the house total, and even going to birthday parties and everything, 8, 10 times tops. We're talking the last 9 months, and I think 10 times is saying a lot, but that counts like going to the zoo or whatever. Otherwise, my kids have not gone anywhere. They've not done anything. And my husband and I took a long time to talk about what we wanted to do with Christmas, and we decided that that was the best way to do it, and we would do it in a safe way as possible. I mean, obviously Jake couldn't sit in a cart, but our other 2 kids, we sanitized the carts ourselves completely, every rung of the cart. Our kids had to sit in the back of the cart. They weren't allowed to touch anything. They had to wear a mask. They had to point to what they wanted to buy their sibling or family member or whatever, and then we picked up the item, we placed it in the top of the cart, and then we purchased those items on behalf of that person, and they never touched or register an item, nothing. They sat in the cart, they pointed, they wore a mask, they were taken out of the store. I mean, if this is our new normal, then my kids need to know how to function in society. Does that mean that I'm going to bring them out every single day? No, but they don't go to school. I make sure I take care of that here at home, and I do everything I can to avoid them going out. But again, I'm not going to defend the decision that my husband and I made. That was our choice. But someone still felt the need to say, like, usually I'm nice to you, but you really ticked me off in this video. You know, taking your kids, I got a lot of hate and thumbs down and all of that for the video, whatever. Everybody thumbs down my videos. I don't care. Like, if it still helps. So if you think you're being negative, you're not, because you're still helping YouTube's algorithm. So go ahead, hit whatever buttons you want. I really don't care. But at the end of the day, like I said, that was a choice that we made. And so she seemed very ticked off by that. And she also seemed very ticked off by saying, because in that video, the dogs got into the presents also. And I started off by saying, like, why am I bringing another animal into this house? And so she went off on this, yeah, why are you doing that? That is the question. Like, do you even take your dogs for walks or take care of them? Like, just because I share a couple of minutes of a video with you guys a couple of times a week doesn't mean you see all 24 hours of the day. How do you know what we do? That's actually been Jacob's chore since we moved to Texas, because our yard in our old house was bigger and we had no yard in this rental, and we noticed very quickly that without the yard, Dorothy put on a ton of weight. Her diet didn't change, nothing changed. She just didn't have the yard to run in. So that's been Jake's responsibility since we moved here. But why do I need to share with you what my son's daily chores are? That's not for you to know. So for you to even question, what does it matter? How does that affect you? It doesn't. Anyways, it's no big deal. Sorry, Amy, but you've been blocked, comment deleted. whatever. But underneath that came a string of 8 more comments. Now, the first one was nasty, the rest were in my defense, but it was Christmas Eve. I was busy cleaning and baking and just spending time with my family, and then I finally get to this comments and I see that this one's left by Amy with all of her sense of negativity, and if she likes me and she's normally nice to me, then why didn't you say that to me in a private message or send me an email or something? Don't put it out in a public forum. Because then she had somebody else underneath, I don't remember her name either, Kathy, Katie, something, I don't know, I blocked her ass and deleted her too, but she came back on with, and this is the part that became alarming to me, not alarming, but just a reminder that these are just people you know on social media, and the second that you let them this close to your world where they affect you is where it's become too much. Put it down, enjoy your family. And so thank you to whatever your name is, Katie, Kathy, Kellyanne, whatever the hell with a K that you are. Thank you so much, because you actually gave me the fuel that I needed to put the camera down and spend time with my family, which was amazing. But she came back with, I know where you live, we all do. Well, do you? Because I have not disclosed where I live. I have not put out my address for my new house, because why would I? I mean, I haven't even shared with you guys that I moved out of San Antonio. Like, because why do I need to share that with you guys? Like, I don't need to do that. I still live within a general area of San Antonio, but why do I even need to share where? Does my address really matter? Like, if I live at 123 Maple Street, does that change like my grocery haul or why? Like, it really doesn't. But I have not disclosed this address. I did make a horrible mistake, but I was like not feeling well and doped up on medication. But when I went to the ER back in October, all of my medicine came because the hospital called in like 6 different meds. And so when the pharmacy place came and delivered my meds, I put them all out on the counter and I took a picture of it and I posted it saying like, I'll be down and out for a couple of days, and that was my negligence for seeing that I left my address on one of my prescriptions that you could see. And that just goes to show you that even after doing this for all of these years and whatever, like, you still were human and we make mistakes. And so many people wrote me and said like, did you know your address is on there? And at that point it was too late. It was like, you know, a while later when I started seeing that had happened, and it was my rental. We were only 2 weeks away from being in that house still as well, so it didn't really matter. I was like, fine, at this point, whatever, we're not going to stay here. It's not going to be my address. So if they're referring to that, okay, fine, yes, then everybody knows because I put it out there, and then that's my fault. But I didn't put it out there. So if you do know where I live right now, then you sought it out, which is not far-fetched, because there are so many crazy psycho people out there who care more about my life than their own, because they invest their hard time, money, and energy into talking about my life, making assumptions about my life, and researching me, the members of my family, who, what, how, wherever. It's sick. It's not right. Some of these people are really smart. Like, let me tell you how super sleuth some of them are. When I shared my scam video, so if you guys are new and you didn't know, when we first got to Texas, we got scammed when we were here, and it was like a whole big to-do, whatever. I made a video about it. I'll link it. So in that video, when we first got to Texas, I talked about it because my girlfriend that I've known forever, she was in my wedding. We've been friends for 17 years now, almost. Maybe, no, it was just 16 years that we've known each other. When I moved down here, she lives not far from me. And so, well, used to, not anymore, but she used to live not far from me. And so when we stopped at her house to pee, because we had been driving since Houston. And so we stopped to her house to pee, and I posted a picture and said, finally here, pee stop, and then, you know, heading to our rental spot. And I took a picture in front of her house, but you can't see anything. Not a street name, not a street sign. You can only see like this much brick. Well, the psychos that they are went and searched my Facebook page, found all of my friends that lived out of state, and then Google searched their house, like did the Google Earth to find their home so they could match it to the brick that was behind that picture. Who the flip does that? Like, how much time do you have on your hands? That makes you very smart. So you know what you should do? Use that smart for good. There's so much good that needs to be done in this world. Use all of that power for good. You could do amazing things with that. They said, oh, it took me all 30 minutes to figure that out. Well, some people wouldn't have even gone through that effort. So in that 30 minutes, you could have done something really positive with your life. And so there are people out there who still feel like that's what they want to do. And so this person said, if one negative thing, one bad thing happens to that cat, I'm sending the authorities to your door. You obviously don't know me then, because my dogs slept in my bed. They have stockings. They are a member of my family. I have my old dog's picture right there. I can see it by my bedside. I've talked about Oz a million times. I talked about him in my home tour because his stocking is hanging in my bathroom. Like, my animals have always been members of my family, and my kids are alive and they're treated very, very well, and they're happy children, and so are my pets. And believe me, I'm watching him right now and he is on my bed sleeping and comfortable and happy. And for anybody to assume anything less, that you're going to send authorities to my door, if you really feel like you want to, go ahead. If that makes you feel better, you could sleep well at night, go really, go ahead. But nothing's going to happen to the animal. Like, I'm 39 years old and I have raised 3 children. I have raised 4 dogs in my life, a ferret. I had a shit ton of cats when I was a kid. I know how to be kind and safe and protective and loving and caring for my animals. So need not you worry, okay? My cat will be just fine. Believe me, he is super, super happy. And then followed it with, if you bake anything and give it to somebody, you just went to the most germ-infested place ever. Like, right now, everything is germ-infested. It doesn't even matter if you go to a spa, the richest spa in the world, you go to Trump Plaza, the best hotel, the Ritz-Carlton. It doesn't matter where you go, everything's germ-infested. We're in the middle of a pandemic, for gosh sakes. So to say, like, you just went to Walmart and so now you have germs and you shouldn't bake goods and give them to anybody is just atrocious. Like, okay, yes, there is a possibility of being able to transport, like, on cardboard, but you can't get it from eating items. So everything was sanitized leaving our house, and it went to Daryl's employees, where they interact with people all stinking day long. Like, that's what they do. It's what their job is. They wear masks and they wear gloves and they handle everything with care. And we gave some to Vanessa and some to our neighbor and Marissa. Like, again, I'm not going to argue with people about what we chose to do, but just the negative comments sometimes are just, it makes this really, really hard. And I enjoy this. Like, no one's going to do this if they don't enjoy it. I enjoy doing YouTube. If you are a creator and you don't enjoy doing it, don't do it, because this is a tough job. So for you to do it, and like, if you don't have a thick skin or you can't handle that, like, and that's not what your purpose is and you're not enjoying it, please don't do it. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the good camaraderie that I have with you guys in the comments. I enjoy the Christmas cards. Like, I think I got close to 50 Christmas cards. So I mean, is that like a ton of Christmas cards? No, but 50 people took time out of their day to send it to me. Like, that's enough for me. That I touched 50 people enough for them to use their stamp, their time to send something to me. Like, that's just enough for me. The people who wrote notes in there and said, hey, this one girl, Morticia, she wrote, I'm a single mom of 5. One of my children is autistic and I don't know where I would have been without you this past year. Like, you were the highlight, you know, you helped me through this crappy year. Like, I wrote her back in her card and said, you have no idea, these words are some of the best gifts, because do you know how good that feels to be sitting here, to know that I did that for a single mom who is struggling? And I know what it's like to just be a mom of 3 kids and not single, let alone 5 and single, and then have a child with special needs. It's a lot, and that alone is a lot. And then to add Corona and all of that on top of it, like, this life is tough right now. And to know that I made an impact on somebody enough where their life was better because of it, I can't even explain how amazing that is. So I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep sitting here and I'm going to keep chugging along. But I just want to let you guys know that for this year, I'm officially stating, like, a no tolerance policy. If for 1 second I feel like your comment is just this much condescending in the comment section, you're going to be blocked and deleted, and I don't want to do that. You can totally stress how you feel, but write me an email or send me a direct message, because besides that one other nasty comment by Katie whoever face. Everything else underneath it was, Kira, I think you're amazing. Or, not to me, sorry, not to me, to her, saying like, oh, you seem to know her really well. If you know all this stuff about her, then why don't you call her on the phone? Oh wait, you can't because you don't know her? Like, or why are you so negative? Or one woman said like, for gosh sakes, let this family go out and just enjoy like 1 hour in Walmart being able to shop for their siblings. Like, where do they go and what do they do? It just created a whole string of negativity, and I appreciate all those people who came to my defense, but that's not what I want. I don't want a battle in the comments. That's not fun. It's not fair. I want this to be a fun place. I want you to come to my page and leave and say you smiled. I want you to say that you left taking something away and that you're happy. And I just don't feel like, again, addressing all of that negative and stuff allows for that. And so I want to keep it off. So I want 2021 to be the best that I can. Good attitude, you guys. Attitude. That's what I want. I want to put forth the best possible attitude. I want to come to you guys smiling. I want to feel happy about everything that I bring to you, and I don't want to be hiding behind a facade of people who are upsetting me behind closed doors, and I keep putting on a good face for you guys. That's not what I want to do. And so I really want to be able to, like I said, just bring you guys happiness. And so that is my plan. I want to bring you fun merch that you want to wear and you want to rock and you want to be excited about it. I want to, Vanessa and I are working on getting our cookbook to hardcover. It was so hard around the holidays, but that's all you guys have said you wanted. So we heard you. We're working on getting the book hardcover so you guys can purchase that. Like, I want to be able to bring good. So I'm working on good content for this year. I'm working on good merch for this year. I'm working on getting our cookbook to where you guys will enjoy more of a tangible copy. It's going to be a good year. The best that I can make it. I can't promise the outside world, but I'm going to do the best that we can here. So I hope you guys had a really amazing Christmas holiday, a amazing new year. The fireworks were going off like crazy yesterday and like driving my animals nuts. But apparently that's big here in Texas, is fireworks on New Year's Eve. So they pretty much went until almost 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when I was able to get my kids to bed. So I'm super tired and it's been a long day, but I still want to be able to sit down with you guys, let you know what's coming up for 2021. I talked your ear off for so long. I think this video is going to be over an hour. I don't even know how you're still sitting here if you are, but I love you. And if you are, I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Let me know in the comments what you think about the merch. Remember, we're not addressing that piece, right? We're not. You're gonna promise me, right? Okay, because that's not what we're here for. We're here for positivity. Rockin' 2021, you guys. That's the end of Vlogmas. We went out with a killer sit down, I don't even know, crazy long fest, but I love you guys. Let me know all the good stuff in the comments, how your holiday was, your thoughts for 2021, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a non-Vlogmas video. Bye, guys.